The biggest giveaway that someone isn't truly wealthy isn't their clothes, their car, or even their home. It's what they choose to buy. Because while new money spends to prove they've made it, old money spends to ensure no one can quite tell. If you've ever wondered how generational wealth families manage to stay rich and effortlessly elegant, this video reveals the truth. These are 8 things old money families never buy, no matter how much they can afford them. But before we dive in, stay with us till the end, because by avoiding these same habits, you'll start seeing luxury the way the elite truly do. As a lifestyle of quiet power, not loud possessions. 1. Flashy designer logos. Let's start with the most obvious difference. Logos. When someone walks into a room wearing a shirt covered in giant designer monograms, it doesn't signal wealth, it signals insecurity. Old money learned long ago that taste doesn't need a label. Their wardrobe is built on craftsmanship, not branding. Cashmere sweaters without a logo, perfectly tailored trousers, leather shoes stitched by hand. It's not that they can't afford luxury brands. They often own more Hermes, Loro Piana, or Brunello Cucinelli than anyone you'll meet. But they favor pieces that whisper refinement, not shout status. To old money, luxury is about discretion. New money says, "Look at me." Old money says, "You wouldn't even know." 2. Trendy tech toys and gadgets. Every time a new gadget hits the market, smart glasses, the newest phone color, the latest AI-powered accessory, new money rushes to get it. Old money doesn't. They aren't chasing latest because they already live in a world built on timelessness. An heir from a legacy family may still use a 3-year-old phone or a well-kept classic car, not because they can't upgrade, but because they don't need to. They value function over novelty. Their possessions are selected for reliability and aesthetics, not hype. Old money families often keep the same grand piano, the same heirloom silverware, the same Leica camera for decades. Because while new money collects tech, old money collects stories. 3. Limited edition cars and supercars. The new rich love rare vehicles, custom Lamborghinis, McLarens, cars that sound like thunder. Old money, you'll rarely see it. They prefer understated brands like Range Rover, Mercedes S-Class, or a vintage Bentley. Cars that blend in, yet feel like art from the driver's seat. That's because for old money, a car is transportation, not performance theater. They know that wealth isn't validated by horsepower. True power doesn't need to be loud, it simply arrives. And while new money trades cars every year, old money often keeps theirs for decades. Serviced, detailed, pristine. Because again, it's about maintenance over replacement, a principle that runs through every part of their lives. 4. Giant mansions just to impress. When someone inherits wealth, they don't rush to build the biggest house on the block. They already own homes, plural. Often they've been in the family for generations, but even then they maintain them quietly. No gold-plated faucets, no marble staircases designed for Instagram. Old money homes emphasize heritage. Oak libraries, framed portraits, family crests, and understated landscaping that blends with the countryside. Their wealth isn't in size, but in substance. You'll often find them in historic townhouses or country estates that have been modernized subtly, not rebuilt for show. Meanwhile, new money builds 20,000 square foot glass mansions with voice-activated everything, and then moves out in 2 years when it feels dated. Old money never buys to impress. They buy to belong. 5. Ultra-trendy fashion or seasonal collections. New money dresses for the moment. Old money dresses for life. You'll never see someone from a centuries-old family wearing the latest viral it bag or seasonal runway piece that will look outdated next spring. They invest in classic silhouettes, neutral tones, and the highest quality fabrics, pieces that last 20 years instead of 2. They understand something most people miss. Trends cost you twice. First when you buy them, and again when they make your closet look outdated. To old money, timeless fashion is a form of wealth preservation, a way of saying, I don't need to chase the moment because I've already built something that lasts. 6. Over-the-top jewelry and accessories. Nothing separates the new rich from old money faster than jewelry. New money often treats diamonds as a status symbol. Pouch rings, flashy watches, and iced-out chains. They sparkle, but they also shout. Old money, however, wears jewelry that tells a story, not a price. A simple gold bracelet passed down from a grandmother. A pearl necklace from a family heirloom collection. A Patek Philippe watch. Not because it's expensive, but because it was gifted upon graduation or marriage decades ago. For them, jewelry isn't meant to attract attention. It's meant to honor heritage. The difference? New money buys jewelry to be seen. Old money wears jewelry to remember. That's why the wealthy heir you meet at a charity gala might wear understated cufflinks and a modest signet ring engraved with a family crest. It's a subtle reminder of legacy, never a loud declaration of wealth. In the world of old money, value isn't in the sparkle, it's in the story. 7. Flashy weddings and lavish celebrations. If there's one thing old money refuses to buy, it's attention. And nowhere is that clearer than in how they celebrate life's milestones. New money weddings are often massive productions. Hundreds of guests, destination venues, designer gowns, and social media coverage worthy of a film premiere. Old money weddings, often held in a family chapel on ancestral land, with a guest list of those who truly matter. The focus isn't the spectacle, it's the union. They don't hire influencers to capture the day, and they don't measure success in likes or hashtags. They measure it in continuity, the merging of two legacies, not just two people. Even birthdays, anniversaries, and holidays are intimate. Think handwritten invitations, candlelit dinners, and private orchestras playing in the background, not confetti cannons and Instagram reels. To old money, true celebration is refined, private, and deeply personal. Because wealth doesn't need an audience. 8. Status experiences. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, old money doesn't buy status. New money spends thousands to dine at exclusive restaurants, sit front row at Fashion Week, or vacation in overhyped 5-star resorts just to be seen. Old money quietly retreats to their family estate in the countryside, sails to a private island known only to close friends, or spends a week in a secluded villa in the Alps. Their travels are curated, not broadcasted. They value comfort over clout. When new money books the Maldives to show off, old money books the same destination to disappear. Because true luxury to them is freedom from validation, freedom from needing to be noticed. They don't buy the appearance of success because they already live the reality of it. The hidden philosophy behind old money spending. At the heart of all this lies a simple truth. Old money doesn't see money as a trophy, it sees it as a tool. Their spending habits are guided by one quiet principle: preservation over presentation. Every purchase is intentional. Every item serves a purpose, whether it's emotional, practical, or generational. They're raised to think in decades, not days. That's why they buy fewer things, but better ones. It's why they avoid fast fashion, disposable tech, and fleeting trends. They understand that wealth isn't about what you own, it's about what stays with you. Old money invests in experiences that shape character, not image. Boarding schools, classical education, cultural refinement, philanthropy. Because what they truly value can't be bought at all. The subtle art of wealth. What you don't buy matters most. There's a quiet irony in the world of luxury. The more you chase status, the further away you drift from the people who've had it all along. Old money families move differently because they understand something that new money hasn't learned yet. Restraint is the highest form of refinement. They know that true confidence doesn't come from price tags. It comes from identity. Their possessions don't define them, they reflect them. And that's the real secret. If you want to live like old money, don't just look at what they buy. Pay attention to what they never do. The power of absence. There's a saying in old money circles: Luxury is not about what you add, it's about what you remove. The absence of excess creates presence. The absence of flash creates focus, and the absence of showing off creates respect. That's why their homes feel serene, their wardrobes consistent, and their demeanor calm. They've learned that refinement doesn't come from owning everything. It comes from choosing carefully. New money often feels pressure to perform success, to prove worth through purchases. But old money has nothing to prove. Their validation isn't external, it's generational. They're not trying to look rich, they're trying to stay rich. The emotional intelligence of wealth. Old money families grow up surrounded by quiet discipline. They're taught that wealth demands stewardship, not indulgence. That every decision, financial or social, leaves a legacy behind. And perhaps the most overlooked difference between old and new money isn't financial at all. It's emotional intelligence. Old money children are raised to be measured, polite, and composed. They understand delayed gratification. They know how to say no, even when they could easily say yes. That ability to resist impulse is what keeps fortune intact. It's also why they never buy things to fill emotional voids or prove belonging. Because to them, security doesn't come from having more, it comes from needing less. Why new money struggles to keep wealth? Studies show that nearly 70% of families lose their wealth by the second generation, and 90% by the third. Why? Because those who inherit money without the mindset that built it spend it trying to show it. Old money knows that consumption without consciousness is the fastest route to decay. That's why they pass down not just estates, but philosophies. They teach their heirs to preserve dignity, reputation, and capital by understanding value, not just price. It's what separates those who stay wealthy from those who only appear to be. How can you adopt the old money mindset? If you want to emulate old money elegance, start small. Don't focus on what to buy, but on what to stop buying. Skip the logo, skip the noise, skip the purchase made just to be seen. Instead, invest in what endures: education, health, culture, and character. Buy less, choose well, and maintain what you own. That's the quiet power that the world's oldest families live by. A power that money alone can't buy. Because when you stop trying to look rich, you begin to feel secure. And that's when you finally understand. Wealth isn't about display, it's about direction. The truth is, anyone can buy expensive things, but few can master the restraint not to buy them. That's the essence of old money. It's not about the things you flaunt, it's about the life you build quietly. So if you found value in learning how true wealth behaves behind closed doors, stay with us. We have more stories, lessons, and secrets from the world's most discreet dynasties waiting for you. Subscribe now. Not to join the showy side of wealth, but the wise side. Because in the end, old money doesn't whisper to be mysterious. It whispers because it can.